But I think my favorite costume was the one we had at the end. I think that we finally got it right, and it worked the best. It was the most functional. I could be in and out of that thing quickly. That first cape was a nightmare with the little epaulets and the whole thing. That became a problem. You know, and they always talk about changing the suit or not changing the suit, and there are diehard fans who would hate the fact that the suit would change or wouldn't change. And I guess maybe I'm in that boat right now because Henry Cavill's version is completely different. So. She said she didn't like it. So we'll see, but that was my favorite suit.
How many people were, put your hands down for a minute, who was not alive when Lois and Clark debuted on television?
Okay,
Raise your hand, be honest. Who was not around when Lois and Clark? Look at that. We still have some people who obviously are picking up on DVD. Love it. All right, just checking the room. All right, way back in the room. This gentleman with the hat. Oh, yeah, what?
You made so many episodes of Lois and Clark, and you worked with so many great guest stars. Who was your favorite guest star to work with, and why?
That's a good question. Favorite guest star ever. It was really amazing for me as I wrote my thesis in college. It was on the Motion Picture Academy and sort of a history. I was a history major, so a history of the Motion Picture Academy, why it came about, etc. So I'm a bit of a Hollywood buff, not tremendously, but a little bit. I really appreciate some of the older sort of legendary actors that came on the show. We had Tony Curtis. That was incredible. But I think my favorite guest star, and it was because of my father's reaction.
Oh yeah,
had to be Raquel Welch.
Oh yeah.
What happened was during that there's one scene she kisses me. My dad, I go, hey Dad, I just kissed Raquel Welch. And I think he hung up on me. The only thing that could have topped it for him was if it was Anne Margaret. That was about it. He always had a thing for Anne. But having those legendary people on was fantastic. We had so many great people. Yeah, I think she has to take the cake.
Wow, fantastic. Anyone? This gentleman right here. Yes, sir. Stand up.
Yeah. By the way, I did meet Kirk Allen, and you are a better Superman. You've done a lot of other things, and one of the ones that I thought you looked like you had a lot of fun on was Las Vegas.
Oh yeah.
Las Vegas, yeah.
The character was fun, and the Raquel Welch comment reminded me of Vegas because you were surrounded by some of those. How did you enjoy that show?
I loved shooting Las Vegas. That was a lot of fun. And I would have stayed on the show, but Gary Scott Thompson, the creator, who also did Fast and Furious and things like that, he had a new show, a pilot called The Protect and Serve, or called Protect and Serve. So I broke off with him and made that show. It ended up not getting picked up. It was about police officers in Los Angeles. I thought I had a real good shot, so I made that move to get on that show. It didn't work out, which is unfortunate. And then at that point in time, I couldn't go back to Las Vegas, so they had me killed by a giant squid.
Yeah.
That's all you can do in Hollywood to handle Las Vegas. But I loved doing it. Come to work every day was great. The guest stars were amazing. John Elway, John Bosco, the Pussycat Dolls. That's one episode. I was like, this is great. I'm the owner. This is fantastic.
Fantastic. Let's go to this side right here. In the back of the room, young lady with the pink mask on.
That's the Ultra Woman costume.
Ultra Woman.
That's the costume that Terry Hatcher had when she had superpowers.
That's right.
So.
Oh yeah, that was a good scene.
That was a very funny homage to Flash and all the other things. That was a lot of fun. I'll be honest. At that point in time, it was such a whirlwind. The stuff we were doing, the things we were going through. That was the first time I ever had the full suit on for Superman too. So funny bit. That's a nod to Deborah Joy Levine, our creator, and. It gave us the right sentiment, the right feeling going forward. And I like the Superman suit better than the other costumes, for sure.
Yeah.
Cool. You're already standing. Go ahead, sir.
First of all, I want to take the opportunity to thank you for being Superman because when I was a kid, the first time parents allowed me to watch television was in Lois and Clark. And because of that, I'm actually following you as a journalist. And I want to thank you for that. Second thing is, there was
Actually, it's a great question. Somebody better answer that. It's a great question. First of all, the fact that you watched that as a kid and were able to say that's what I was talking about earlier. I just think that's amazing. I think it's fantastic. We're on Sunday night, so a lot of people, that's the only time they can stay up late before they went to bed for a school night. So a lot of people they like us just because they got to stay up late, and I'm fine with that. Secondly, that's the great question about the fame thing is because when it happens, and I'm doing a show right now where we have a lot of young people on the show, 20, 21, and they haven't dealt with that spotlight situation, it's really difficult. And I have been an athlete, so I've been used to being in the spotlight and seen as a role model. I was a college football player and I played in the NFL, and I got to see it firsthand. And a lot of the kids that I grew up with, I saw them become sort of role models. But these are kids like Sean Penn, Chris Penn, Charlie Sheen, who had some foibles, if you will. I watched them make their mistakes. For me, there was a time, first season, when I was asleep in my bed, and I literally was like, no more pictures. So it does affect you. Then I wake up, where am I? You get confused, it gets overwhelming. And so it can be really tough, especially on the younger people. That's why you see so many of them crack under the pressure. And with today's social media and all that stuff out there, the response is like instantaneous. So it can really crush somebody who doesn't have the right base, whether that's a family or friends. Hopefully it's a family, to keep them grounded, because you can get completely lost in that, and it's a whirlwind. When you first do it, it's a whirlwind. I'm watching these guys go through it now. We're doing a show, it's the network show. It's VH1, but it's overwhelming for some of them, and I'm like, this one young girl, I'm like, slow down. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And you're going to get some positive feedback, you get some negative feedback. Don't believe any of it. Just go on and do your job.
Yeah.
So it gets very difficult. But now I'm the old guy, so it's fine.
Ian, my apologies for the noise behind us. I think that's the anime.
That's the voice actor panel.
That's the whole no wonder.
I thought they were cheering.
Voice actor panel. Well, this is reality. Okay? Let's go for this gentleman over here in a green shirt.
Hi there, I hope the show.
I like this guy looked down to see he had a green shirt on. He was like,
Oh, yeah. Stand up, sir, so he knows. There you go.
well, you say the Superman seems to work on TV and Batman works on the big screen. Shame on you. Listen, the Superman films were tremendous. The Christopher Reeve versions did very, very well. And obviously they started trailing off at the end. I think the first couple were better. Batman's had a great resurgence. Being a dark character, it's great. There's about six guys playing Batman now, 5 or 6 guys in the film franchise. And it's become something completely different from the first couple ones that had that humorous bent to them to what it is now. Superman just hasn't had that incarnation yet. Maybe this is it. Maybe this version will be it. Hard to say, because there's only been one film done since the Christopher Reeve version, and obviously it was less than epic. But this one may be. So I think the fact that he's the most moral guy on the planet, he's not a dark character. And I think this one's going to be a little bit darker, but I just don't know. I think this will change the game. I hope it does.
Let's go on this side of the room for me, please. Gentlemen right here in the Bluetooth shirt. Yeah, go ahead. Spoon!
Despite your success as an actor, when you watch football on Sundays, you ever wonder, what if?
Yes. Well, you know what I watch? I watch football on Sundays and I go, ooh, but I didn't take that hit. But, my mind is still locked in there. I can see plays coming, I can see things happening, and there's that bit of you that goes, ooh, yeah, I want to jump around out there. For me, I had hoped to play 5 years in the NFL. I ended up getting 5 hours. But, I got injured really early on, and I thought I was going to come back. In fact, I don't know, probably in the middle of shooting Lois Clark before I finally realized, you're not going back to the NFL, buddy. It's not going to happen. I watch, all my friends are general managers now, or head coaches. shocking that I'm one of those guys at that age. Thurman Thomas was a rookie with me in Buffalo. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame like 5 years ago. I always thought the guys with the Yellow Jackets getting inducted into the Hall of Fame were really old. And I was like, it's just terrifying, isn't it? Yeah, so I watched the game, I loved the game, I loved watching the game. I'm much happier with my career path. I was able to come back and be an honorary captain, and I was out there with the coin toss against the Miami Dolphins. It was me and Jim Kelly, and well, I was rooting against the Dolphins though. So it was Jim Kelly and me and Thurman Thomas and Bruce Smith. Out there was Marino and some other guys, and I'm still, my cities and flipping the coin and go out. I was like, this is great. I was suited up, and then they started hitting, and I was like, ooh. And then like guys were getting smacked. Andre Reed, in fact, took a big hit right in front of me on the sideline. Comes off. We didn't get the first down. Yay for Miami. And then he stood next to me. And he was just kind of hurt from the hit. He goes, "Hey man, how do you get into that acting thing anyway?"
Not that it matters at all. I'm from Baltimore. Okay, now let's moving on. Young man right here. Yeah, go ahead.
So, was it your choice to, in your latest TV shows and stuff, to play like the villain, or did they want you to cast like that?
Playing the villain. Well, whenever you guest star on a show, 99% of the time you're going to be the bad guy because the good guys are already established. So you got to come in and stir things up. So when you're a guest star, in our show it's the same thing. You come in, you got to be the bad guy, and that's what it is. More often than not, that's the case, or else you're going to be being introduced as a main character, if you will. So I like playing the bad guys. It's fun.
You were awesome on Criminal Minds.
Thank you. Criminal Minds.
Yeah.
She said he was awesome on Criminal Minds.
That was tough. I was killing everybody in it.
I know.
Anybody give me luck, right?
Yep.
Shame on me. That was a lot of fun. Girls love Criminal Minds. What does that say about you?
Says I'm happy I'm single. Okay, purple hair.
I would love to take some credit for that, but that was all on the writing. I would love to take the credit for that. But they saw what worked on screen and what worked with our chemistry and how things worked, and they wrote for that. It was great. So it was a nice combination of the two. But I think they saw when things were working and they wrote to those strengths. She was a lot of fun to go get herself in trouble and always getting in trouble, Lois. It really worked well, so I think they did the right thing in the way they put that together. But yeah, I wish I had more influence on it, but it was all writers.
I think whenever DC gets their act together on their movie production schedule, whatever, you would be absolutely perfect in just